Since 2001, more than 35,000 Minnesotans have served in combat.
The Minnesotans Military Appreciation Fund has helped many of them, including the family of Edward Hergott, who friends called Jim. The 20-year-old from Shakopee was the first Minnesotan to die in the war in Iraq. And for the first time, his mother, Marcia, sat down with our Susan Elizabeth Littlefield because she wanted to go on the record about a group who was near to her heart.
That was in Kuwait, waiting to go into Iraq.
It's been 12 years since her baby boy slept in this bed. Now, the brave mama's boy from Shakopee rests here. She says it hits her in waves.
Seeing my oldest grandson doing something that my son would have done, or an expression on their face or something like that.
Jim enlisted after 9/11. The car aficionado's job was to drive a tank in Iraq. His peers praised his work.
He said he could drive that and turn around like a dime. He says that was like his race car, was that tank. So he was pretty amazing.
And a tank is where his life came to an end. A sniper hit him in the neck as he raised his head out from the vehicle.
We'd heard on the news, WCCO news, the night before, that a soldier had been killed at the National Museum, but never thought it would be our son. Yeah, there was a red van that pulled up beside our house, and we saw who was walking up, and it's like I didn't want to let him in the doors.
Jim was the first Minnesotan to die in the war in Iraq. The family cut the phone lines and gathered at home. The funeral grew crowds even too large for the church, supporting the family with their presence. Later, they got another type of support.
All of a sudden, a check arrived in the mail, one for my husband, one for me.
The money was from Minnesota's Military Appreciation Fund, a group who cuts a check to every returning soldier who applies for one, and to families whose service members never come home.
It can be devastating to the pocketbook, I mean, just devastating for some people because it's the loss of an income, so yes, a check is a nice thing, a way to support them.
So moved by the group and the mission, she now volunteers, helping raise money so they can write checks.
May it be $1, $5, $10, whatever you can give. Just say a thank you to the soldiers.
Giving what you can. After all, isn't that what sacrifice is all about?
He was such a giver that, I decided that that's what I had to do, is, work in his place.
As we explain, the MMA of Help service members and their families with cash grants, service members who have served in active combat. Now, if you would like to be a giver, you might recognize this face right here. This is Marcia, Jim's mom, and she is here in our phone bank, and she would love to be answering one of your calls. If you want to call, the number is 1-800-542-9226, or you can go to WCCO.com/accomplishmn.
Well, Marcia was so eloquent talking about Jim and how much it means.
She was awesome.
Yeah, so we appreciate her being here today, and thank you, Susan Elizabeth. That's hard to do. We want to also remind you that our More Than Names flag is going to be out and about this weekend with 2 opportunities for you to stop by and be part of our record-breaking attempt. On Saturday, it's going to be at the Minnesota United soccer game in Blaine. Then on Sunday, it will be in Richfield at the Open Streets event. That takes place on Penn Avenue between 62nd and 76th Street. So stop by if you can. If you can't, you can still be part of this. You can sign online really simply. Just go to WCCO.com and click the Sign the Flag tab at the top of our homepage. So we appreciate your phone calls today. We appreciate you helping with the flag project as well.
Absolutely.